Hey y'all, it's Matt with Living in New Braunfels, Texas and the New Home Realty Group. Today we're not even going to talk about real estate. We're going to talk about tubing on the rivers, the Comal River and the Guadalupe River inside the city limits, and the rules you need to know so you don't get a ticket, you don't get in trouble. Let's get started. All right, there's a fun little saying that we had. It's still around. It's New Braunfels. Come on vacation, leave on probation. Because so many people get in trouble while they're floating the river. Maybe it's something little like the things we're going to talk about, or maybe they're being an ass and they get into a fight and they're just being stupid. So don't do anything stupid, you won't go to jail, right? But here's some rules that you need to know whenever you're going to be floating the river so you can have a safe trip and one that's not going to cost you extra money by getting a ticket. Okay. All right, as you may or may not know, I was a police officer in New Braunfels for 9 years. Back in 2018, I went into real estate full time. I'd already been a realtor for a couple of years, kind of doing it part-time, but I wrote a lot of tickets on the rivers. It happens, okay? And it wasn't me being an ass, it was just somebody breaking the law and it just needed to be addressed. Sometimes you get a warning, sometimes you get a ticket. But there's some that you might not know. A lot of people, and if they didn't know, it's like, okay, no problem. But there's some stuff you should. One of the ones that you might not know about, one of the rules is no styrofoam containers of any kind. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's a styrofoam cup that you might get from a gas station, convenience store, and you got your Coke in there or something like that, and Jack and Coke, whatever. You can't have that for a couple of reasons, but mainly because it's styrofoam. And it doesn't matter if it's just a cup. You can't have styrofoam coolers, styrofoam, polystyrene, whatever you want to call it, because it pollutes the waterways. It breaks up, it'll break apart. The wildlife eats it, the fish eat it, and it makes them sick, makes them die, whatever. No styrofoam containers of any kind. No cups, no coolers, anything like that. And I hear people say too, well, hey, the person at the gas station didn't tell me anything when I was buying it. The person at the gas station doesn't necessarily know that you're going to go tubing. So that's why you're here. That's why you're following these rules. And so you don't get a ticket. So no styrofoam, all right? A lot of people don't know that. No styrofoam. Number 2, no glass. This is a common sense one, okay? This isn't like a river that's padded with, nice padding and everything, like at a jumpy place or trampoline park. No, it's rocks, right? So no glass. And this is, like I said, it's common sense, because if you drop glass, what happens? It breaks. It breaks, and somebody's going to cut their foot, get stitches, need medical attention, a trip to the ER that's going to cost them money, an ambulance ride is going to cost them money. So no glass containers of any kind, okay? Any kind, no glass. This one should be a no-brainer too. No littering. Don't litter, okay? That's why we have some of these other laws in effect, is because people just love to, chunk their trash and whatnot, and it misses, and it winds up in the rivers, it winds up in the river banks. Would you do that, like around your place, around your house? You litter? Are you that nasty? Don't litter around here, because guess what? You're gonna get a ticket. So yeah, that's another no-brainer. No littering. We see a litter, or the police see a litter, then it's a good chance you're going to get a ticket, especially if you did it on purpose. One more is what's called a volume drinking device. No volume drinking devices. And what they mean by that is no beer bongs. So you've got these big old long tubes and you got a funnel on top. Yes, they're fun to have and whatnot, and you make a lot of stupid choices, and after you drink them, it's just, so you can drink like a 12-ounce beer or whatever it is really fast within seconds. Through this. No beer bongs. They call it a volume drinking device. You can't have them, okay? And one of the reasons why is because people are going to be out there and they're going to be drinking the beers out of the beer bongs, and yeah, they're going to get drunk and act stupid, but you wouldn't believe how many people drown in the rivers, the Comal and the Guadalupe, because they're drunk. Drowning doesn't happen like you think it is, where they're waving their arms like, oh, help me, I'm drowning. Nope. You know what happens? They're floating along. They're quiet, everybody's, having fun. They slip out of their tubes, down to the river, cancel Christmas, okay? It's sad to see, and it's totally preventable, because people get too drunk on the rivers, and they pass out, they fall out of their tubes, and then gone. And nobody notices. It's a few minutes later, and they're like, oh, where's Bob? What about Bob? Well, guess what? Bob's gone, okay? So no volume drinking devices. No containers less than 5 fluid ounces. So what they're wanting to try to prevent there is like the Jello shot containers, because they wind up in the rivers. It winds up as litter, as trash, and it just makes everything look disgusting, right? So nothing under 5 ounces. And the last one is going to be no disposable containers. So it's more affectionately called the can ban. And it was a couple of things. A lot of people were getting drunk. There's a lot of fights. Like, you know, we saw it, like it was just crazy. It's like the Wild West of, you know, being on the river. Just fights and drunken debauchery and whatnot happening all the time. It was insane. And then they enacted this can ban. Initially, I was against it. Like, no, that's stupid. But then we saw how nice it was to float the river again. Families were coming back to float. The police were having fewer problems, which means fewer police had to be on the rivers to control all the chaos. And it was just nice. And then a judge lifted it, like, nope, the can ban is gone. It went back, and it went back to being nuts again, and it was stupid. And it was just hell again until they enacted it again. So after they enacted it, the river was cleaner. There were fewer problems, you know, with people coming in and tubing and causing issues, and fewer people getting arrested, fewer people getting citations. But yeah, no disposable containers, and that includes like sandwich bags. Okay, yeah, you can bring snacks, but maybe put it like in like a Tupperware container or something. Now, if you have a sandwich bag and maybe you've got your keys and maybe your phone, stuff like that in it, you know you're going to take it with you. That'll probably pass. All right, but no cans. All right, no plastic bottles, things like that. If you want to bring beer, then it has to be in a non-disposable container. If you want to bring like your liquor, you know, mixed drink or whatever, non-disposable container. I've seen people that brought like 1 gallon gas cans, and they mixed their drink in it before with ice and say maybe, you know, rum punch or some trash can punch or whatever. Could be Jack and Coke, but yeah, they put it in a brand new and clean like gas container, thermoses, you know, like these Igloo and Coleman thermoses. You can put them in those. But yeah, non-disposable containers is what you can have. Disposable containers are illegal. You could quite possibly get a ticket for it. Another one is like no big tubes, no double tubes. It can't be over, I think it's like 5 feet or something like that. And don't tie your tubes together. That causes more issues, especially when you're going through like the tube chutes and everything and people trying to go around you. For the most part, you follow these rules, you're going to be good, you're going to be safe, you'll avoid a ticket, and you'll have a good time. So there you go. But hey, if you're thinking about moving here, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. All the contact information is down below. We'll be able to help you out like we've helped dozens of others. Y'all have a safe and happy summer. Have a great time. Follow these rules and you'll be good. All right, thanks. See y'all in the next video.